Hey, this is Evan Schmitt with Santa Cruz Subaru. Today we're going to drive the brand new 2022 Subaru WRX. Okay, so here we are. We are driving the brand new 2022 Subaru WRX. This is the 5th generation of the WRX. The 4th generation came out back in 2015. So 7 model years since the change, and it was definitely long overdue. Numbers, a little bit disappointing on the numbers. We expected a lot more out of the Subaru. Only up 3 horsepower to 261. Torque is exactly the same. You know, with the especially with the STI now officially on hold, waiting for electrification. We were really hoping for better numbers out of the horsepower, but what we did get is this new 2.4 liter engine that Subaru's been making for a few years now. It's been out in the Ascent since it was released in 2019, and then Outback Turbo models. Nice to see the Outback Turbo back. Has the same engine. So this is what you're getting now in the Ascent, up from the 2 liter before. So even though you only get just a tiny increase in the horsepower, there's more displacement in this engine, so you do get more grunt down low, and I can definitely feel the acceleration is better on this car. Also, Subaru says since it's the 2.4 liter engine, the engine's going to be a little bit less stressed, which is going to be good for longevity, and that the car is going to be a little bit more responsive to tuning. Also, we are now the first time the WRX doesn't share any body panels or anything in common with the Subaru Impreza. You know, especially when it first came out, the Impreza, or the WRX, was basically just a souped up version of the Impreza. But this is the first time that it does not share any characteristics with the Impreza. It's on the Subaru global platform now, so it's pretty much just a completely brand new car. We are in the 6-speed manual. They do make a CVT option, even though they're not calling it the CVT. It's called the Subaru Performance Transmission. But I do highly recommend the manual transmission, unless you're 35 or younger and you just can't drive a manual transmission. The CVT is much improved, but again, not a CVT, a Subaru Performance Transmission. The manual transmission, it basically just feels like all the WRXs that come out in the last decade or so. A really nice long throws. The clutch is soft and easy, to really light. It's, you know, like I said, I just really enjoy the manual transmission. For some odd reason, there's a new model out called the Subaru GT, which is only available in the CVT, and the GT model is going to get you some really nice features like Recaro Seats. It's also going to get you drive modes. I don't understand Subaru's rationale behind not putting, especially either the Recaro Seats or the drive modes in the manual. My feeling is I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy those two features, are going to be people who are going after the manual transmission. So, like I said, we're in the limited for the past several years. Actually, for I think since 2006, or even earlier than that, meant leather. Leather is no longer an option in the WRX. The limited model is going to get you Alcantara, or Subaru calls it Ultra Suede, which was in the STIs and cars. It's got WRX since 2004. They do make the premium model and the base model. The premium and the base models are going to get you cloth interior. So, driving this car, the car drives amazing. Steering is really light. It's really easy. Just like the most modern cars today. The steering is so. Just don't feel a direct connect to the steering wheel. It is better, I think, than the previous generation, but my 2007 is so tight, you just feel a lot more connected to the road. One of the big problems with the previous generation, it was rev hang. You know, you're driving, you go to shift gears, and this RPM just kind of hung up there, and it really took a lot of the fun out of driving a manual transmission. They did fix it a tiny bit, I guess, the last 2 years of the previous generation, but with this new car, I can definitely feel that the rev hang is gone, which is really, really nice, and really brings back that joy and that fun of driving the manual transmission. Interior wise, car, you know, is again complete redo. It does look very similar to the previous generation, but they have changed some materials, which I found disappointing. Dashboard and stuff is a little bit different, a little bit harder material, whereas the previous generation had nice soft touch stuff. One of the things that I didn't like about the last one was lots of the areas of the car were surrounded by this really chintzy, shiny, fake carbon fiber, which I personally didn't like at all. I think it's a really cheap look. What they have done though is they have they still have it, but it's just only in a couple areas now, which is nice. A big improvement is this guy right here, your infotainment unit. This particular system, made by Denso, came out in the Outbacks in 2020, and my guess, Subaru of course they're really good about not releasing information, but I think this unit's going to be in everything they make as they move forward. So this is the new 11.6-inch screen, which you're going to get in every car except for the base model. If you do get a base, you're going to get two 7-inch screens stacked up kind of on top of each other. Doesn't have as much functionality, and it's a little bit slower of a unit. But this guy is kind of the new trend in cars, is having this big, huge touch screen. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto fully integrated into it. Like I said, we're in the limited model, so we have the navigation system made by TomTom. It's a good unit, you know. It's a little, it's not as responsive as I would like, but it is nice. You know, another thing that Subaru and I think a lot of car companies are trying to go away from is actual buttons. That's one thing I kind of liked about, I really love about my WRX. I just got buttons. I don't have any screens or anything like that. But they're trying to eliminate buttons because as the product specialist, one of my big issues is that I get customers who've touched a button and they don't realize they've touched a button, and they turn the system off, and then they think something's broken, but all they really did was touch a button. So now a lot of the things that you got to do, all these systems that you want to turn off, you have to do it inside this head unit, and you got to make multiple touches in order to do it. So like for instance with the seat warmers, all I got to do is I hit this button, then another screen pops up, then I can turn on my seat warmers, as opposed to just having a button to go boom, 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 and do the seat warmers. But like I said, the unit is greatly improved. You know, it hadn't been changed for 7 years, so this is a big upgrade in terms of technology from 7 years ago. Great car. You know, Subaru is getting a lot of heat for the look of this car. I've been with Subaru going on 16 years, so my first model year of the WRX was the Hawkeye design back in 2006. And every time they change the WRX, even if they do a facelift, people hate it, and it gets people whine for the old one. And this one is definitely no exception to that rule. But every year, sales are the same, and people end up liking the car. You know, we've had these on our lot for about a month, and I didn't like it when I first saw it, but it is growing on me. The body cladding around the side is interesting, but it is definitely growing on me. And like we said, they also, you know, they do offer that CVT package. Subaru sells 85% of WRXs. They do sell in the manual transmission, and they obviously know that they are not going to convert manual drivers to automatic. But what they do feel is with the new and improved Subaru performance transmission, they're going to be able to pull a lot of buyers from other makes, you know, Volkswagen, Hyundai, stuff like that. But I do highly recommend the manual if you can drive one. I did get a chance to drive the CVT or the performance transmission, and I can say it is greatly improved. But I do wish they did have those drive modes for the manual transmission. Like I said, another great car. You know, I think it's a great bargain. You know, you can, for under $40,000, there's not much that you can get that really competes with it right now. Even though the, you know, horsepower numbers are only 271, that new 2.4 liter engine, it does have that more grunt down low, and it is greatly improved. So great car. I think Subaru did a great job, and we'll see how everything goes. So that's the 2022 Subaru WRX. Thank you for watching.